अस्सलामु अलैकुम डियर स्टूडेंट्स। आज हम स्टार्ट करेंगे AIOU लेवल्स की अकाउंटिंग जो कि इयान हैरिसन ने लिखी हुई है। Primarily we are going to start this book in order to facilitate the students of the remote area and also the students who can't travel for their studies from their homes to their academies. So first of all, we are going to start our first chapter, which is double entry system. Before going into the double entry system, I wish to introduce or define accounting. What is accounting? Accounting is basically is an art. Accounting is basically as an art in which we record. Accounting is an art in which we do two things. Sorry, we do four things. Number one, record. Number two, classify. Number three, summarize. And number four, interpret. So in accounting, we are recording, we are classifying, we are summarizing, and we are interpreting monetary transactions. In which we are recording, classifying, summarizing, and interpreting the monetary transaction. Recording is also called general. You may call it as general journal. Ledger is also called classifying ledger. Summarizing is called trial balance. Trial balance is also called summarizing. And interpretation is basically financial statements, which include it has two parts. Financial statements has two parts: income statement and balance sheet. So interpretation is pertain to financial statements, which includes income statement and balance sheet. So the start of our chapter is, this book is beginning with the definition of income statement. So I started with the definition of accounting, which is recording, classifying, summarizing, and interpretation. So income statement is a statement that calculates. Income means profit. Income means profit. What is different between sales and income? Sales is basically the actual values of goods sold, and the net income or the net profit is the amount we earned from that sale. So income statement tells us about the profit during a specified period, which is usually 1 year, from 1st Jan to 31st December, or the 1st July to 30th June. Now, there are the two types of system in accounting: double entry system and single entry system. In the double entry system, there is, if there is a debit, there will also be a credit. Means in double entry system, for every debit there is a credit, and that is properly recorded. ठीक हो गया? So in double entry system, we will record all transactions properly, and in single entry systems, we are single folded. Sometime both sides, sometime one side, and recorded is called single entry system. In double entry system, we record both aspects of transaction like debit and credit both, and in the single entry system, we will record only sometime debit, sometime credit, and sometime both. So you can say like it's not a proper system. It's like a shopkeeper diary which he maintains. What is dual aspect? Dual aspect mean if there is a debit, there is also be a credit. In accounting, if something is going to be debit, something will also go credit. So for every debit there is a credit, and for every credit there is a debit. What is ledger account? In one word you can say classification. I told you a minute before, classifying is called ledger. Classifying is called ledger. So in the ledger, what you will do, you will collect the data pertain to the one account and gather in the under the one roof. Means to say, you will collect the data of sales. If you are making the ledger of sales, you will collect all the data of sales and put them under the one roof, which is ledger. So ledger is the classified record. I'm repeating again. Ledger is, what is ledger? Ledger is the classified record of transactions. What is ledger? Ledger is the book where all accounts are kept. I agreed, but with this definition, I'm not so much satisfied. So ledger account contains the detail of the financial transactions in classified manners. Classification word is mandatory here. So it's a good definition, but in my perspective, this definition must contain the word like classification. Means ledger contain the detail of financial transaction in classified manner. Okay, this is the ledger format. First of all, you have to write this form. You have to mark a T, then you have to write debit credit, then you have to write account name, and then start posting, T, debit credit, and the name of the account. These are the mandatory things you have to mention. Okay, we are going to make the ledger of the purchases. So what the example? Purchases. What are the purchases? Goods purchased for selling purpose. Goods purchased for selling purpose. Like if I have a mobile shop and I purchase mobile from the wholesaler to sell it in retail, so those mobiles are called my purchases. And when I sold those mobiles to the customers, so those are called my sales. Okay, so purchases and sales. Purchases and sales. When you purchase items for selling, to the customers are called purchases, and when you actually sold those things to the customers are called sales. Okay, let's start our first example. Bola is the person who owns the business. We have to make the following transactions. Bola purchases. So first of all, we have to make the first ledger, which is the purchases. For making the ledger of the purchases, you need to draw T. T. You have drawn T. It's debit, it's credit, and in the middle you have write purchases. In the middle you have write purchases. On the left side you have mentioned debit in how much amount, 210. Then you have Sarek is the person from whom you are purchasing, debit, credit, Sarek, and in the credit of Sarek you write 210. I wish to give a complete lecture on this topic. I wish to make a video on this topic. Other than this, it's very good. I agree with this, but I want to give you all this data in more pampered form. Every dash needs corresponding debit entry. Every credit needs corresponding debit entry in self-assessment. What is account? Account shows the classified record. In which account would goods purchased for resale be entered? Purchases account. In which account goods purchased for sale to be entered? In purchases account. Which side of account is the receiving side? Receiving side is the debit side and the giving side is the credit side. What are the credit customers? Credit suppliers. So before going into that topic, I wish dear students, actually the things, rules for debit and credit designed by me. What is going to be debit and what is going to be credit? Cash inflow. Whenever cash came into the business, cash outflow. Whenever cash goes from the business, it will be credited, and whenever it will come into the business, it will be debit. Number one rule: purchases always debited, sales always credited, sales returns always debited, purchases return always credited, expenses always debited, incomes always credited, discount allowed always debited, discount received always credited, assets increase always debited, assets decrease and the next student says liabilities decreases recorded on the debit side and liability increases recorded on the credit side. Cash inflow debit, cash outflow credit, purchases debit, sales credit, sale return opposite, sales opposite, sale return debit, purchases opposite, expense debit, income credit, discount allowed debit, discount received credit, increase, asset increase debit, asset decrease credit, liability decrease debit, liability increase credit. These are the golden rules of debit credit. Golden rules of debit credit. the most easiest way to learn accounting. The most easiest way to learn accounting. Stay blessed, students. Inshallah, I'll meet you tomorrow. Take care.